tonight we're bringing to you I Speak, and we're going to put it on the table, and we're going to hear from our panels. It's kind of structured, but we still want to hear what's on your mind. So I'm going to first, again, I know you've introduced yourself, but I want to welcome our panelists. Rashad.
Thank you.
Tressa Smallwood, author of Write and Publish Like a Pro and filmmaker of Secrets. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, well, I'm assuming if everyone wants to know more about Tressa's work, then we will have it on our We Speak Facebook page, and you can go there and get more information about Tressa Smallwood. Shaina and Ernest, welcome back.
Thank you.
I am going to just start it off while some of you are thinking about your I Speaks. Our producer Tony has put a question on the table for everybody. Photos of a father and son relaxing together are still stroking a debate about masculinity months after it was originally posted. Eric Owens posted on Facebook a photo of him and his son resting side by side throughout the years. In every photo shown in the post, which by the way has over 24,000 likes and hundreds of shares, the son is under the father's arm. One male Facebook user called it unnatural. Another said that the adverse responses were weird, and still another called it the weirdest shit ever, and that a man shouldn't be raising his son to be on him like that. Does anybody have any issues with fathers sharing this type of with affection with their adult sons? Or are people's reactions based on the fact that black men seem to have issues with being affectionate to their kids, or is it something else that you think is going on here?
So looking at the pictures, and when it's chronicled, it doesn't look bad. It looks like, oh, okay, because sometimes you look back at old pictures and then you recreate that moment just for picture purposes, and it looks great. Right. So chronicling it, seeing the whole thing, it's like, all right, cool, dad and son. Now, if I were just walking out on the beach or somewhere and I saw that and it was a father and son, I would kind of think it's a little inappropriate, especially at that age. Or if I saw the picture, that one picture of him and his son at that age, I would think it's not appropriate. But when you look at the whole thing as a collage, I'm all right with it.
I agree.
And I think it's what Shaina said. It really boils down to age. Right. I'm going to have a totally different opinion under a certain age. For me, probably 6 and under, it's all good. Anything over that, I don't know.
Well, first of all,
it's like kissing him in the mouth.
If I go,
I knew that was good. At 8.
if I'm on a beach somewhere and I see, a grown man and a young man laying on the beach, hugged up or something like that, the first thing I'm gonna think,
pedophile.
No, I'm gonna think that's your boyfriend. I'm gonna think that you guys are lovers. I'm not unless you tell me that your father's a father and son, and then I'm gonna look at you kind of strange, or I go to get some coffee or something, and the dude's saying and say, "Yeah, that's my dad." I'll be like,
now you can reformulate.
Start to formulate. Right. But on the other hand, I do think that as a black man and growing up in a family where my father was not affectionate toward me, but he was affectionate toward my older brothers.
Oh, okay.
He showed them more affection than he showed me. I can speculate all day long why that happened, but I never had that conversation with my father. Okay. So, and the type of affection that he showed my brothers was, they would go out, they would talk, and, I could probably have had the same type of conversation, but he just didn't. So,
but they weren't laying up under him.
Oh, no, they weren't laying up under him. But if you just go on the whole, generalized affection. It happens. So, there are boundaries.
Yeah.
But I don't think that is overall a bad thing to do.
Just overall.
I guess it's like we're not conditioned for that. We were never taught to accept that. We were taught that if you're older, you take a picture with your son hugged up side by side, never laying down, never in a position that questions, that one would question what type of relationship this is. So we're just not conditioned to this type of behavior. That's why we look at it and kind of frown upon it. That's how I look at it, I guess.
And as society changes, everything from social media, like it has us all like, oh my goodness, what are they doing now? Oh, it's all, everything's changing. And social media is making us have all of these additional conversations where, you just have to watch it, because even if the father says, that's my son, everything's good, I'm just showing him affection. Now you got your son that has to go to school to get bullied at some point by children because of the pictures. So, you know.
Now, I saw, it's funny, I just had a flashback. The Today Show showed, it was this guy, it was like a few months ago or something, a white guy, for 40 years took the same picture of him and his son in a pose. Every year for 40 years he took the picture, and he was hugging his son, from a little kid, hugging him a certain way. Now, as the pictures got older, the son got taller, and of course the father was shorter, but the father started hugging the son like the son was hugging him while he was growing up. That sounds cute, doesn't it?
Borderline.
Well, I think it's like what Shaina said. When it's in the form of a chronicle, it speaks differently, which I think in looking at those pictures, that's what was taking place. And I think, or I would like to think that the idea behind it is that even from a young age up to now, I've always shown my child affection. I've always had this close bond. To me, that is what the picture would speak. Now, someone else could very easily look into it from a devious standpoint and say, okay, so I did this with my child as a young, but now they are a teenager, and now the mind is saying that it's something else. It's an inappropriate situation.
And that's what's tricky.
Right.
Because I wonder if the pictures are, okay, just random people snapped shots, or if it were, especially now as he's older, if those were actual staged pictures. Because if this is now an 18, because I think they said he was 18, an 18-year-old boy who's nestling under his dad, and they're just hanging out, and there just happened to have been a picture. That's too much. I don't think an 18-year-old boy should be nestled under his father. And it speaks back to, I know I've heard some people talk about their teenage children getting in the bed with the parents. Because it's kind of the same thing. At some point, there are boundaries, and it gets cut off.
Yeah.
Now, getting in the bed as opposed to getting on top of the bed are two different things you're talking about.
I don't think they should be getting on top of the bed.
Well, no, I've seen a situation where a father's laying up and his son comes and he lays and watches TV on the bed. It doesn't seem inappropriate. It's not. I mean, just the way you put it made it seem like it's inappropriate. But seeing this action, and the distance, and the it's just a natural form. It doesn't seem inappropriate at all. It actually seems cool. Like you guys are now older and you guys still jailed and vibing.
When mother and dad are in the bed sleep, and the kid says,
right.
I got nightmares. I'm getting in the bed.
I'm
feeling some kind of way, and I'm getting in the bed. But some people think it's okay. Like they still let their pretty much grown kids get in the bed with them.
Well, yeah, that's another talk show too.
Inappropriate.
We really have to go there.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To not look the other way. It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Hey, fellow people of color. As we witness the many protests going on today, a lot of us are wondering, how can I stand up against injustice in a way that is acceptable to the conservative media? Well, don't worry, I've got you. Here is my guide on how to protest as a person of color. A peaceful protest is best. You should express your opinion with nonviolent resistance using a symbol like the national anthem.
Cut quarterback Colin Kaepernick. That will give this obnoxious quarterback a chance to think, to decide if the best way to tell people his views and even provoke change is by being obnoxious and insulting. He's a disgrace to the NFL.
Okay, so a peaceful gesture won't do. How about this? Do it more subtly through a costume choice and mix it in with pop entertainment so it's palatable to a universal audience.
But in the end, we find out that Beyonce dressed up in a tribute to the Black Panthers.
I thought it was really outrageous that she used it as a platform to attack police officers.
Okay, right. Acknowledging systemic violence through fashion and mind-blowing entertainment is outrageous. I know what my problem is. These are rich and famous people. They should just shut up and do their job, right? What about hardworking people pursuing education, like university students? Surely they can lead respectable protests.
Obviously, there's much madness at the University of Missouri, so we sent Waters out there.
We want justice. We want all this discrimination that they're doing to our people to end.
You know what the greatest generation would call you guys? Sissies.
So you were the peacemaker. You were bringing everybody together.
I healed things there.
Well, to avoid media coverage dripping with disdain, being called a sissy for advocating for your rights, and then watching a white dude falsely credited as a peacemaker, you'd probably want to curate which journalists cover your protest, right?
I need all white people to move to the back. This is a black and brown resistance march.
Hatred and racism on full display in the city of brotherly love. White people to the back, black people to the front.
Ugh, I've hit a wall. Guys, it seems like there is no right way for people of color to protest. I mean, did he say anything else?
I wonder what Rosa Parks would have done.
Rosa Parks? Oh, that's it! There is a right way to protest as a person of color, by doing it in the past. Protesting today's injustice today is apparently obnoxious, outrageous, weak, hostile, and inexplicably racist. And yet, acts of resistance safely rooted in the relative past, like those of Rosa Parks, MLK, or Harriet Tubman, are seen as courageous and American. So, to my fellow people of color, protest injustice and inequality however the you want. Because decades from now, when national monuments are erected in your honor, conservative media personalities will wish their contemporary protesters are more like you were today.
You know, before we came on set, I was going off about Kim Kardashian. I think everybody has heard that Kim Kardashian was robbed, apparently, allegedly.
Not apparently, but allegedly.
She was robbed in Paris, was it?
Yeah.
And that the Parisian authorities have declared that this wasn't a robbery to them.
Or they suspect.
They suspect that it wasn't a robbery and that it was kind of a hoax and set up. And so my thing about all this,
hey, producer Tony,
is that was Tony. Our producer, if you all don't know him, he's also part-time hairstylist too.
He wants to whisper sweet nothings in my ear.
You know, my biggest thing about that is this thing about flaunting what you got. Yeah. And you know, I've always lived under the auspices, an empty trash can makes the most noise. Yeah. And just because they have a bank account with zero after zero after zero behind it, there is something that they don't have. If you have to put yourself out there like that to show people, I got.
I agree.
If you got it, people are going to see you have it. They're going to see that you have it. You don't need to do that. So if she was robbed, I'm not saying that she should have been robbed. I'm just saying she laid the groundwork for it to happen. Okay.
Well, also, if she was robbed, it would have been nice if she wouldn't have been there. It kind of gives a little more sympathy factor, the fact that she was there and tied up, and it kind of makes you want to look into a little bit more. Now, if she wasn't there and you got robbed, well, you put it on social media and say, ha, that's good for you. But in this case, when you're devastated, you're tied up in all these things, and I hope it's not staged. It would really, really be sad and unfortunate. And I'm going to give the family the benefit of the doubt, but I think it does change because she was there and potential threat was, caused to her.
Has anybody called Ray J? I'm just saying, has anybody called Ray J to see how he might have an opinion. Because
That is
I'm just
hilarious.
saying. I'm just asking anybody call Ray J because everybody has their opinion. I just haven't seen Ray J's.
Well, he just got married, so
He just got married. He ain't got time for that.
He ain't got time for that.
He has his own issues right now.
Tied up. He ain't got no time for that.
He's pushing those scooters. But no, the thing about it is I think even though they're Kardashians, when people get stuff, no matter what it is, you want to post it. You're excited about it. When I get a new lipstick, I'm posting like, look at these lips. I got lipsticks. I got it like that. I got 1 million lipsticks. But I still want to show a new nice one when I get it.
Like
so it
that
does
cute one you got on right now.
Girl, pop it. So it doesn't matter. Like I'm rich in lipstick.
Right.
I'm rich in lipstick.
So you setting somebody up to come and rob you
Come
for
rob
your
you for your
lipstick?
lipstick.
But you know what, Shaina?
Try it.
No,
Try.
that's
Right,
fine. I was
right.
videoing my brother the other day, and he was talking about, he was trying to give some advice. I was on Periscope, but his watch was in the way as he was talking. And I said, oh, that's a nice watch. He said, stop it. You know Kim Kardashian just got robbed. So now it's just changing how people think, because I wasn't thinking about that. He's talking and the watch is glistening. I'm like, oh, nice watch.
But then they said, I forget what the amount was, but
the ring was
$4 million.
$4 million.
Yeah.
So, do you really need to show that?
I agree.
Because a ring that's $4 million, I'm going to see. So you can just be, talking, on your thing, and I'm going to see $4 million that just happens to flash by the screen because that's how my eye works. But I don't need to say, hey guys, look at my new $4 million ring.
So when it just flashes across the screen, do you know how excited and happy she is about it? Or do you just see it?
I think it's something that costs that much. I would not bring that extra attention to it.
Did she say how much it costs?
No,
or did she just say, look at my new great ring?
The media put out there how much it costs. The media.
Okay.
So
now that's who we should be talking about.
Well, and again, that's another talk show.
That's who we should be talking about.
That's another talk show. But she did. I think she confirmed because she spoke on it because she wanted to show her how much ever the ring cost. She said it. The media was involved as well, but she has actually said it. She said it before she posted it. I'm sorry, I got to play devil's advocate here because when we go live and post and people see us and everything, and people see how, see your lipstick, they see your hair, they see you smiling, driving in a car, while you're going live. They see Ernest, on TV doing. People will always want something that you have. So whether I don't know how much.
What it costs,
I don't know how much your lipstick costs or how much it costs, your hair to do your hair or your sweater, your suit, but it looks rich to people. So playing devil's advocate,
it looks
there is no way around it.
But I don't know a woman who gets a new diamond ring from her man that doesn't want to show.
Don't want to brag.
I don't know one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether the ring was $5 or $5 million. I do not know one woman.
I totally agree, but I'm thinking that you are doing this on social media, and just as we talked about the gentleman with his case with social media, when you open it up, you have just shown everyone or invited everyone to your $4 million. So it's almost like you're inviting unnecessary attention.
But when she got married, her regular engagement ring, even when she didn't post and show it, the media was like, look at this 25 carat. And they take a picture and they post it. So people know they're rich. People know she's rich.
Absolutely.
People knew what she had.
I just wouldn't put it on my personal.
And it ain't the first time that she's opened up on social media. That's her claim to fame.
Yeah, but don't most celebrities go to banks and put these things in vaults and do all this? So
unless
who takes
them
to you?
But see, that's the thing. If she's traveling,
even better to take it to a place that's safe as opposed to putting it in a hotel room.
Well, again, in the place that was
traveling with their jewelry, some celebrity whose jewelry got stolen from the airport. I don't know, but was it?
I vaguely remember.
Was it Beyonce? It wasn't Beyonce.
From the airport?
From the airport. They through Kennedy Airport. It was through Kennedy, and their jewelry got stolen, and they never traveled with it again.
Well, I don't know about anybody else. I don't have nowhere near $4 million in jewelry that I'm traveling with. However, the little jewelry that I do have,
you don't want nobody to take.
I keep it. Now, there was a time where I get on the airplane looking like one old full of jewelry
like
person because I'm wearing everything because I want to make sure that it's getting from one place to the other. But now I've learned how to pack those things, but I pack them in my carry-on.
And they go with you.
So I have a jewelry case.
Absolutely.
Maybe I shouldn't say that, right? But you know, right. But I carry that with me because I feel more secure with it on me as opposed to sticking it in my suitcase. You know, I'm gonna wrap it up in the clothes. Nobody's gonna know. Right. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, it's not insured anyway, so you definitely want to keep your jewelry on.
And I think about it too. I have
How you know my jewelry ain't insured?
The diamond chain is really a nice diamond necklace that I have. And I find myself walking sometimes, and I have to remember that it does cause attention. I mean, I have to kind of be aware of these things and.
As you should, because I'm very aware. I mean, as even my size, I don't walk through D.C. flashing like I used to anymore.
I keep forgetting. I really do.
Because see, as big as I am, I fall real hard. I don't even want you to think.
Well, they
that,
say
okay,
bigger they are, the harder they
Right.
are.
You know, and so no, I don't. I'm very, you know, conscious of that.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm
And I think a lot of celebrities will now be very conscious, and they will change how they do things
As
when
they
they
should.
Well, a
or
lot
beef
of
up their
them-
security.
A lot of, and I actually took notes from them, not like I have to, but I just do because it just sounds cool. But a lot of them, when they travel, like when I travel abroad, I wear my costume jewelry. I don't wear my wedding ring. I typically don't even wear it around town unless my husband's with me. Then I'll wear the full set. Other than that, I'll wear anything else that anybody, you want it here, here, take that, go buy. But celebrities wear fake jewelry more often than not.
Absolutely.
More often than not. I think
That's
this
very
particular
true.
case, it was Fashion Week. It was Paris. It was Fashion Week, and she brought out her stuff.
Her stuff, yeah. So
and
you gotta do that.
typically, you don't see things like this happen. And I think that's why the Parisian authorities are saying, yeah, we've had people come with way more expensive stuff and nothing ever happened. We think you're in on this.
They said, get on, girl.
I don't know how they say it. Hasta la vista. What is that French? But
Madame
whatever it
au revoir.
is.
But everyone is also talking about Nate Parker, who stars in and directs the new film Birth of a Nation.
Talk about it.
Birth of a Nation is the story of Nat Turner, an enslaved African American who had a rebellion of slaves and free blacks in Southampton County, Virginia, that resulted in the deaths of 55 to 65 white people. Mr. Parker was once charged with raping a female college classmate back in 1999. The accuser killed herself in 2013, and her brother said that she never got over the fact that Nate Parker and his friend were not convicted of any charges. Parker said in a recent interview, "I never thought about consent as a definition." A screening of the film was recently canceled at the American Film Institute following the controversy. Given all that has been said about this situation, could you still support Nate Parker based on the topic and this issue at hand?
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah. I did.
Yes.
I went to see
did.
it. I did.
Well, I mean, he was not found guilty.
Right.
I mean, this, bless her little heart, more than a decade later, this was not even, and the thing about it is, so she killed herself in 2013. This is now 2016. He's done like 5-6 movies that I could even think of, but not really so much.
But not the $17.5 million movie. They wait for that.
All of these movies before that, like when he was Beyond the Lights, nobody said anything. When he was Great Debating, no one said anything. Then now all of a sudden,
your name
there
is
was
ringing.
Oscar buzz. They had talked about, you know, with the Oscars last year and us having been blacked out, that this movie had the potential. So right before it gets released, not when he was recording it, not when they were filming, but now that it's about to be released, all of this drama comes out.
Well, before I want to spend some time on it, but the clock is running and we need to go into a commercial break. So I know you all got a lot to say. We're going to go into a commercial break and come back and talk about this because I'm sure there's a lot that everybody wants to share and get out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back. I'm Alvin King, and this is We Speak, I Speak. We will be right back. Hold on.
Look, I had a rough day at work. I don't need you hassling me about my smoking.
Hey, I just smoke when I'm out with my friends.
Yeah, cigarettes are expensive. But I work, I pay my bills, I can afford it. You know, you gotta die something. Might as well be cancer.
What are you passing along to your kids? Quit for yourself, for your family, for your legacy. For free help, call or go online.
Just a little cough. Nothing to worry about.
Hey, yeah. Can I get a 2-order chow mein with shrimp? No spicy. Yeah. And then can I also get an order of sweet and sour pork? No, sweet and sour pork! Yeah, I'll hold.
Listen, don't try to order Chinese food in a Chinese accent. It doesn't help them to understand you. It's hard enough to open a small business in this country as a minority, and now to listen to your racist ass speaking some bullshit language. Unless you speak fluent Mandarin or you're from the Jiangsu province, shut the f up. Why else do you think they have numbers on their menus anyways? To stop you from embarrassing yourself. So next time, just order number 47, bitch.
Yeah, egg roll. No, egg roll! I want egg roll! That's it. Thank you.
3, 2.
Hi, I'm Alvin King, and this is We Speak.
Dear Donald Trump.
Dear Donald Trump.
Dear Donald Trump, there's something we want you to know.
You do not represent us.
Your ideas do not represent us.
Your values don't represent us.
And we are going to do absolutely everything we can
to make sure you never, ever become president.
We believe in our country's founding principle that all people are created equal.
That no matter the color of our skin,
the faith we practice,
or how much money we have,
or who we love, we all deserve a chance at happiness.
Todos merecemos ser tratados con dignidad.
You've spent your life looking out for yourself.
When one of your businesses fails, you declare bankruptcy and pass the cost onto workers and small businesses.
You say you'll make America great again,
while manufacturing shirts in China and ties in Bangladesh.
But who cares as long as you can fit that slogan on a hat of yours?
You bulldozed your way into this nomination by sowing anger, hate, and fear.
Now you're counting on Americans to be cruel and narrow-minded because that's what you are.
But it's not who we are.
That's why you always underestimate us.
And it's why you'll never beat us.
You fundamentally don't understand
what makes America great.
We are at our best when we stand up for each other.
Our country faces deep problems.
From systemic racism and economic inequality to the overwhelming threat of climate change.
And we won't solve them by turning against each other.
We're going to work towards solutions and help all Americans.
Because we know that when people of all genders, races, and religions can succeed,
we're all better off.
Put another way, we're stronger together.
And when a bully comes after the people we love, we fight back.
So that's exactly what we're going to do.
We're going to enfranchise and empower
as many Americans as possible.
And on November 8th,
you'll hear a message loud and clear.
We're better than this.
We're better than this.
We're better than this.
We're better than this.
Somos mejor que esto.
In this country, we stand for what's right.
We stand for tolerance and understanding.
For love and kindness. For empathy and equality.
That means we stand against you.
We're the people who are going to beat you this November.
Now you know exactly why.
Sincerely, us.
I'm scared. I mean, you're so
Do you know that you're in my lane?
No, not at all.
Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
I just washed that.
Hi. Every 45 seconds, a black man enters an elevator, and some stupid white bitch clutches her purse for her dear life. Now, you might not think we notice, but we do. And while you think you're protecting yourself, in actuality, you're provoking a savage attack. The small step to the side, your subtle death grip on your belongings. It makes me want to snatch that fucking purse out of your hands and beat your racist ass to the ground. However, I'm not gonna do that. But I'll tell you what I will do. Dumb bitch.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We went into a commercial break talking about Nate Parker and the film
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. I'm sorry. I did see it. But as Shaina said, the issue that's on the table about this alleged rape that he was exonerated. I mean, he wasn't accused of it in 1999. My biggest issue is black folk who are accusing him of something that he didn't do. It's all. I mean, it's to me. And I know y'all can get up and walk off the set if you want, but it's really, I go back to like R. Kelly. Yeah, okay, now I know that there was a film and everybody saw it, but R. Kelly, I'm sorry, he was never convicted of anything, and he's a genius with his music. But black people were like, oh no, you a mess because you didn't rape the girl. He was never convicted.
No.
He was with a minor.
Yeah, I don't want you to use that one because we saw that. We saw it.
Okay, I like R. Kelly.
But we saw concrete proof.
Okay, I like R. Kelly.
We saw concrete proof.
I like R. Kelly. Spread your wings. But I think
it wasn't an accusation.
Okay, it was an accusation.
Concrete proof.
I just think that black people are really putting their foot down on Nate Parker for no reason at all.
Here's the thing, we talk about the Oscar buzz, and this is where we really mess up with every movie that comes out when it's an Oscar contender. They put it out, they say negative things about it in a slight bit way, and then we blow it up, and now they don't have to even make it a contender, or it doesn't have to win, and then we get mad because it doesn't win. So at what point do we come together on anything, about anything, as opposed to knocking it all the time? Now, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm going to definitely have to go out and see it.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
I keep hearing great reviews about it.
And you know,
and it's got bad reviews.
Bad reviews, and the box office, the opening was pee poor. I mean, nobody.
They expected 10 million, and I think opening weekend it was what, 7.5.
7.5.
But they did it intentional. They released all this stuff intentionally,
Absolutely.
like they do to create.
Well, they don't do it for everybody. They don't, because I'm sure when Brad Pitt, I bet you if Brad Pitt's movie come out, they're not going to talk about him beating his son on that plane. They're not going to try to use that against him to stop that movie from playing. So you know what? It's just another attack, as far as I'm concerned, on on an African American who's doing well and doing quite well.
Well, that's their way of not having to give him an Oscar nod.
Right, absolutely.
And it'll be okay, and nobody will say anything. We won't complain. It'll be a blacked out Oscars again. Oh no, wait, there's that one Disney movie about the little African girl that Walt.
Oh yeah. What's her name? She was in
Lupita.
Yeah, she is the movie that she's in.
She's in that.
Yeah. Well,
but it's a Disney film, so
Right.
it wasn't produced by a man of color. Like they're taking him out of so many different categories.
He wrote, produced, directed. He did everything.
That's enough right there.
Acted. I mean, and I believed him. I believe it was very, 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 very powerful. I don't know if you all have seen, speaking while we're on the subject of movies, but what is his name? Eddie Murphy has a movie that has it been out yet called Mr. Charlie, the Churchman?
Mr. Church.
Is it out yet?
I've seen the billboards and it said selected cities. And I saw the billboard here locally, so I can't imagine that it's old. I mean, not old, but it was out. The data
Is it out?
passed.
So
The
it's not
data
that
passed, it was
successful,
up there.
clearly.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but I have a feeling. I mean, I don't.
He
for
looks
some
good
reason,
on the billboard,
I
though.
feel like Eddie Murphy.
good on the billboard.
That's his movie to win, but I haven't seen it anywhere. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I didn't
But,
know what he was
yeah,
doing.
Mr. Church. Yeah.
So here's the thing. So he didn't win the Oscar for Dreamgirls, and he should have won
Right.
the Oscar for Dreamgirls. I mean, he won he swept
Right.
the award shows that entire season. So they don't like Eddie Murphy.
Do you really think he should have won for
Absolutely.
Dreamgirls?
Oh no, he was very good.
Really?
He was
fantastic.
amazing.
I
in that
think he
movie.
was good, but not Oscar worthy.
He was amazing.
Jimmy Early.
Well, I think he was very believable.
Comedy award. I don't think it was Oscar.
Oscars is about an amazing performance. And performance-wise, that man
He was on it.
He was better than everybody else's performance.
He was good.
that year. He won every
He was good.
award.
Yeah.
He won the Golden Globe. He won
He
everything leading
sung.
up
He
to it.
acted.
He did it. He did.
And he played Jimmy Early. I mean, he played him well.
That may not
I
have been
thought it was
the
too
world-
easy
that may
for him.
not-
It was just too easy for him.
Well, if that's the
It
case,
wasn't challenging
then
at
Jennifer
all.
Hudson shouldn't have won the Oscar because Jennifer Holiday created.
Well, Jennifer's a different story. That she did her own. Well, okay.
I know
Jennifer
all my
did her
friends
own
looking at
turn-
it telling
her
me
own
stop
touch
hating on
to it.
Jennifer Hudson because there's something about her anointing that just. But yeah, I mean, she had an easy part. Effie created. I mean, you know, all you gotta do is
She
sing.
sang. She
Right.
sang. Too easy for a
Sang.
singer.
Too easy for a singer.
I disagree. I'm
sorry, Ernest, that's
it's,
your
and it's
opinion.
okay,
I'm
right?
just
My opinion is, I think, and I clearly,
You speak.
clearly, there you go. Clearly, people are in disagreement, but I just don't think. I mean, I think he was good. He was funny. That's what I signed up to see Eddie for. Eddie.
But there were scenes where he wasn't funny, where he was
When
sad.
he started
And when he
spiraling
went
and
rock
going
bottom.
down.
That's what I like when he.
But that was
See, that was
different.
good
That was new.
performance.
That was a great performance because I believed it.
I believe
Right.
Eddie really. Yeah, I think that's really Eddie's life. So
You said so. From life to screen.
I don't know if any of you have heard this, but in about 30-something days, that beautiful black man and that beautiful black woman will be leaving that beautiful White House down on 17th Street. I think their names are Obama. They will be leaving the White House, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to ask the panel, how do you feel about the ending of the Obama presidency?
The reality is when, like, I think I was at Bar Louie's in D.C. Not I think I was at Bar Louie's in D.C.
You said 17th Street.
He did say
17th Street.
16th.
16th.
I didn't even hear. Well, what did you say that mentioned the street?
Yeah.
I missed that
He
all
said
together.
that White House on 17th
Oh
Street.
my goodness! You should see the look Alvin just gave the camera.
Oh wait.
Where you want to pick up from?
So, I don't know if you all have heard it or not. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But they're a handsome black man and a beautiful black woman who live in a beautiful White House on 16th Street here in D.C. And
It's Pennsylvania Avenue.
Hold up, the couple of 1610.
1600 Pennsylvania, 1600 Pennsylvania, 1600 Pennsylvania.
I saw that movie with Wesley Snipes.
Absolutely.
4, 3, 2.
I don't know if you all have heard it or not, but in the next 30 days, a very
No. Cut.
They don't leave in the next 30 days.
January. They don't leave them in August. They leave in January.
Just say in January, make it easier.
They go out the back door.
Let's just say soon because
Soon, there you go.
Soon, perfect.
You're going to need something a little stronger than that water in a minute.
5.
it's gone, Shaina.
4.
Time is coming.
3, 2.
I don't know if you all have heard it or not, but a very
3 takes ago.
We got it.
Oh,
got the memo, signed the bottom.
I don't know if you all have heard it or not, but in about 30 days, a very handsome black man. because
the election is in 30 days.
Can I finish my damn monologue? But Jesus Christ, okay. Okay, hold on. Y'all, somebody leaving the damn White House.
Okay, somebody leaving. They moving out.
On 16th Street, 17th Street.
I'm sure you all have heard by now that President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama will be ending their his presidency and leaving the White House very soon. I just want to ask you guys, how do you all feel about the Obama presidency ending? How do you feel about that? Because I know I'm kind of sad. They've definitely raised the level in every way possible of what it means and what it appears to be the First Lady and the President of the United States, in my opinion.
I'm definitely going to be sad. I remember when he came in, we were in D.C. in Bar Louie, me and some friends and a whole lot of people watching. And I went outside to call my mom. Once again, I'm one of those people that were shocked in my lifetime. I never thought, and we've all said this, that we'd see this, but this is my story. So I ended up going outside calling Mom, and before long, I found myself tearing up just behind the fact that, whoa, this is real. This is actually real. And now that I'm thinking, the 2 choices that we have, and I'm going with her, but the 2 choices that we have, I'm gonna miss this cool guy stepping off of Air Force One. I'm gonna miss this smooth talk when we hear all these, the speeches, and I'm gonna probably cry when he gets out of here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's gonna be a very sad time.
As you should.
It's gonna be a very sad time.
Well, I'm super excited.
Okay.
Like, I am super excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I know that they've tried to do so much and their hands were tied.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to see what Michelle Obama does. I'm looking forward to see what President Obama does. Like, this is the next chapter, and I think what we've seen so far over the last 8 years was just laying the groundwork.
Right.
Like, they're gonna do some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about in the past who's gonna step up. We don't have any Dr. Kings, we don't have any Malcolm X's. Like, who's gonna step up and really lead Black people into the new era?
Yet.
Yeah.
And I think that the 2 of them
Absolutely.
have the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. I think it will definitely be a bittersweet moment. It's like the combination of 2. Definitely what you said. They will be missed. All the things that he has done have been really good. The country is off to a really good start. But I'm excited to see the things that they will do in their personal lives. I'm excited to see how they will flourish, not being under the scrutiny of society and the media and all that, where they can actually freely live their lives now. And the exciting thing is they'll be here. They'll be in DC
for at least a year. For at least a year.
For another year. I have them for one more year.
Cali.
That's fine.
One other thing that I also, now that I think about it, this is history for us. Whether we realize it or not, us living in this day and age and time and being under this administration, this is like what we read about for Martin Luther King.
Right.
This is what we read about for Malcolm X. We can only read about these guys. We can't see them. We can't. This is our time, man. And yeah, it's still very sad to me. But I'm glad to be a part, living in a part of this history.
I'm really elated that I have teenage daughters, and just to be able to, when I think about when they came in, they were able just to watch the excitement. I remember election night like it was yesterday in 2008, okay? And so I just, just for my children to be able to follow that over the last 8 years, like, it's done wonders for them. It does, if you think about it, children, their confidence have been boosted. You now are like, okay,
it's doable.
This is doable, And so, I'll be sad to see them go, but I'm just really excited for, what's to come for them. And I think about everything that they've done, and it's like, people will say what they want to say, that they didn't do anything, but literally just for African Americans, they've made us proud. And it's changed the perspective 100%. It's not, you can't deny it.
Wow. I want to share a story with you guys about that. In 2008, my father was living. My father is from a city in North Carolina called Newborn, North Carolina. And he and I had just gotten to a place where we were able to be father and son-like. And it was right after, the recession hit in 2007. So when President Obama was elected, I was with my father and hadn't really been with him for about 40 years. And so when President Obama won, I was with my father and I said, wow, we have a black president. And my father said to me, we don't need no black president.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm telling you guys, honestly, I've only shared this story with a few people, but it was as if someone had just taken like a knife and just stuck it in me because, I mean, I felt so proud to be able to say that, one, to be alive to see it, but to say it, and these words are coming out of my father's mouth. And I was trying to find a place in my heart not to judge him, and I couldn't. I truly judged him. Because I judged him, and I thought, I said to him, what do you mean he shouldn't have won? And my father said, because they're not going to do anything but kill him.
I know a lot of people.
Yeah, there are people that are afraid to vote him in because they want it.
We all felt that way.
And my whole thought, tone, mood of where he just took me 5 minutes before he said that, it changed. Yeah. It changed. But in his mind, coming from the South, if you're, you're African American, you're smart, and it made me also reflect on that's probably a lot of what he didn't like or probably feared about me, because I was the outgoing son, the smart one, the one who in other people's opinions seemed smarter than others, very independent. And when he said that, I just kind of brought it home. But there are people out there who didn't want him to be president, not because they didn't want him to be, but they were afraid. They were afraid that something would happen to him. So, wow, thanks for letting me share that.
Let me ask you this. As you were speaking, I was just kind of thinking, I grew up in that time where teachers, they asked the children, of course, what do you want to be? And when we were young, we really believed that we could be president. Now, in one hand, we really believed because we would say it, but then we still hadn't seen it. So it was great to see it. Do you think that your dad, obviously being older, coming from the age of that not being possible, and those who are at that level, that's what they would experience?
You mean
the possible death? And
well, yeah, that's clearly what he meant. I mean, when he said it, my first thought was, you just as racist or just as as some of the people. That was my first thought.
Right, the initial thought.
I kind of questioned him on it, and I'm glad I did, because I could have just said, oh, okay, where's my coat? But I didn't do that.
And to reiterate on what you said, coming up, I just kind of rolled it back. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, you can be president. Okay, well, being young, president is the last thing. I'm like, I could be a doctor, I could be a lawyer. Right. I never thought about being a president, but this generation can actually, these young kids can actually, when you say president, you can actually truly believe that you can be president. Right. So you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Wow, that was a good segue to go into a commercial, Ernest. Thank you very much.
You could be anything.
You could be anything. Ernest said it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We're going to take a commercial.
Dear Mum and Dad, this isn't your fault. But I've been doing it really tough for a good while now.
I'm sorry I can't be the father you want me to be.
You'll find another best friend. There's no one's fault. No one caused it.
Please move on. That's all I want.
I love you. And I'm done. I wrote this 6 years ago.
I wrote this 3 years ago.
I wrote this 4 years ago.
That was 15 years ago.
By talking.
Today, we face a choice about who we are as a nation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Do we help each other?
Knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously.
Do we respect each other?
See this guy? I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Do we stand together? I know what I believe. It's wrong to pit people against each other. We've had enough partisan division and gridlock already. It's time to unite behind some simple, common goals. To build a strong economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. An economy that creates jobs families can really live on. To work with our allies around the world and keep our families safe at home. To give every man, woman, and child the chance to live up to their God-given potential. What kind of America do we want to be? Dangerously divided or strong and united? I believe we are always stronger together.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Listen, I know you're upset, but it was just one date. And dating's like the stock market. There's ups and downs and ups and so always buy low.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We've got a big problem, and we need your help.
It's called sexual assault, and it has to stop.
We have to stop it. So listen up.
If she doesn't consent, or if she can't consent,
it's a crime. It's wrong.
We need all of you to be part of the solution. This is about respect. It's about responsibility.
It's up to all of us to put an end to sexual assault. And that starts with you.
Because one is too many.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To
not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?